Okay, so first what we're gonna do, I would like you guys to tell me what you guys have learned so far about the ocean. Christian. There are 5 oceans, Vanessa. There's what? Yeah, there's a lot of pollution. Yeah, you're right. Anything else you guys can think of? Yeah.
Ocean has salt water.
The ocean does have salt water. Oliver.
Ocean has fish.
Then you have fish. Good job. Anybody else? Can you think of anything else off the top of your head?
Turtles think that bags are jellyfish.
Turtles do think that bags are jellyfish, right? Else? No? Okay. Now, I want you guys to tell me what, think, and Christian's gonna set the timer for 1 minute. I want you to think what your favorite sea animal is for 1 minute, okay? Think, yep. Think for 1 minute what your favorite sea animal is. We're gonna share them out, okay? So you need to really, really hard. Yep, there you go, now leave it, there you go, good job. Okay, think really hard. What your favorite sea animal is. That's it, I'll call on you, don't you worry, everybody's gonna get a turn. Really hard. Everybody have one?
Yeah.
Okay, if you're still thinking, that's okay. You wait for our time. If somebody needs a little bit more time, that's okay. If you guys have 2 that like kind of tie, you know, that's okay. You can do both. I don't mind. Okay. Okay. Let's open over here for me. So what we're doing. Okay. I'm gonna start with Anna. What did you think? Tiger shark. Okay. An octopus. Okay. Oliver. Jellyfish. Elijah. Jellyfish. What's your favorite sea? A whale. Okay, Christian. Shark. Okay. Whales. Turtle. A great white shark. Okay. Ivan.
Great one.
Great white whale. Okay. For shark. Great white shark. There you go. Okay. Okay, now what we're gonna do real quick. So now we've talked about the ocean, we talked a little bit about sea creatures. We know that sea creatures, you know, just like humans and just like every other animal on land, there's this thing called a food chain, right? Because everybody has to eat something, right? Yeah. Whether it's plants, whether it's other animals, right? So sometimes, you know, when fish are in the ocean, they eat each other. Like great white sharks go off and they eat other fish, right? Right? Yeah, because everybody's got to eat, right? Okay, so we also know that in the ocean, in all of these oceans, the ocean has layers, right? So that's what we have here. And the one that we're going to focus on today is the very top layer, and that's called the sunlight zone. What layer is it called?
Sunlight zone.
Oh, can anybody think of a reason why it's called the sunlight zone?
Because it's on the top, so that's sunlight.
Okay. Or not Oliver, Damien, sorry.
That the sun shines on the top of the earth.
Okay.
It's the sun shines on there, and then there's a lot of
Okay. Good. Those are really good predictions, you guys. Good. I'm going to put some papers on your guys's control stations. Pass them around. These, you guys are going to keep these. These are going to be your vocabulary packets. These are just some kind of tough words that we're going to see when we do our lessons. Okay. So I want you guys to be able to reference back to these. And that's what we're going to be using this yellow marker for between this and our reading. Okay, so that way we can highlight or we can use it to take notes on your paper if you need to. Okay. Okay, you got that? Are we ready? Okay, so we're gonna start and I will go over here, just touch the button and I'll move out of your way, okay, sis? Okay. So our day one is the sunlight zone. Okay, first we're gonna go over some objectives. Can anyone tell me what an objective is, Christian?
It's an
Okay,
goal.
a goal, yep, you're right, Oliver. An objective is a goal. So by the end of this lesson, I have set a goal for myself and for us to do, okay? So you guys don't really have to know these first parts with content and language, okay? Just focus on the goal. So the first, for the content objective, students will be able to, you being the students, right? You guys should be able to create a graphic organizer. We're gonna go over what that word means. On the attributes or the features or the things of the sunlight zone. And you're gonna write a sentence arguing why a sea turtle can survive in that zone, okay? And then for our language objectives, this is just how we use language, how we use English in the classroom, right? Students, being you, will be able to listen and comprehend, which means to understand, informational texts on the sunlight zone and share 3 things that you found important in your table groups, okay? So those are kind of our goals for the lesson, okay? Okay, now we're gonna go on to our vocabulary. This, first we're gonna see, just like how Ms. W put this little chart right here, we know that the ocean has 5 layers, okay? We're just focusing on the sunlight zone today, but we have the sunlight zone, and then it goes deeper, and then it's the twilight zone. You go deeper, it's the midnight zone. You go deeper, it's the abyss zone, and you go deeper, and it's the trench zone. A little bit louder, so what?
Sea.
A sea spider? This right here? It's kind of hard to tell just from this little picture though.
I think it's
We'll figure it out.
It shows about.
Yeah. We'll figure it out, okay? But this just gives you an idea of what we're gonna be doing for the next couple of days with the ocean layers, okay? Because we're gonna go over each one of these layers each day. So today is the sunlight zone, tomorrow is the twilight zone, okay? Okay. Our first word, and that is on your paper on the top right, okay? The top right, you have an organism. An organism is a single animal, plant, or single-celled life form. So are you guys an organism?
Yes. Yes.
Is a shark an organism?
Yes.
Is an organism?
Yes.
Yeah. Why?
Because it's an animal.
Right. It has single-cell organisms, right? Or single-cell life forms. Okay. So our next word is, or next 2 words. We have the ocean. Can somebody tell me what the ocean is without looking at this? Christian?
The ocean.
Okay, David.
A large body of water.
Large body of water, Vanessa. Yep, has a bunch of sea animals, you're right. Anything else? Christian?
The ocean has, there's 5 oceans.
There's 5 oceans, Ivan?
There's crabs.
There are crabs, you're right. Okay, like you guys had said, the ocean is a large body of water that covers a majority of the world. That's most of the world. So there's more ocean on the world, on the earth, than there is land most of the time. Okay, and our next word is called, it says adaptation. It's a change, it is a change, you're right. It's a change made to an organism, right? We just talked about what an organism is, right? In order for it to survive in the area it's living in, or the, what word? Or the environment, right? So an adaptation is a change made to an animal or an organism within an area, right? Okay, our next word is gelatinous. This is a big word, guys. Gelatinous means it's a jelly-like substance or squishy, right? You guys like know Jello? You know how Jello feels? How it's just like jiggly? Yeah, that's what gelatinous means.
Like
right?
like a fish.
Yep, like some fish can be gelatinous, yeah. Our next word is density, which is how much space an object takes up. Okay, so like if I have a water bottle and I put something in it, there's a density in there because it takes up space within that water bottle, right? Okay. You put a paper, yep, you put a paper in a water bottle or in like a container. It has a density because it takes up space within the container, right? Okay, next word, this is kind of a big word, okay? It's buoyant, which means the ability to float in air or water. So buoyant is like floating. Yeah, go. Yeah, okay. Okay. So when you guys have like a ball, like a beach ball, you guys ever have a beach ball and just put it onto the water and it just floats there? It doesn't sink, right? Right? Yeah. It has weight, or you have, let's say let's say you go in the water, right? You can float, you can make your body float on the water, right?
But putting the bubble in not. Well,
You may know that, but that is a good idea.
you can go and
Try that out for me and see if it works.
You can go and do that today.
Okay. Okay, on to our next words. I swear that our vocabulary list won't be this long every single day, guys. It's just because it's the first day and I got to get all the basic vocab in there, okay? Our next word is graphic organizer. Wasn't that in our goals today? Yeah, because that's one of our activities we're going to be doing. A graphic organizer is a visual way to organize ideas, okay? And we're going to go more in depth on what that kind of looks like because I have a paper for you guys. It'll be, don't worry. Then we have sentence frames, which is another thing that I will be showing you guys. That's just where I give you an example of how to write the sentence or how to answer a question without giving you the full answer. I just kind of start the sentence for you. Okay? And you guys will see that a little bit more later too. Okay? And our next word is habitat. You guys know what a habitat is?
Yeah.
Yeah, does everybody kind of know what a habitat is?
Yeah.
It's a place where an animal lives. You know what? We can be considered animals too. This is our habitat, right?
Maybe not. I think.
Well, I don't think that was our. Just open it. Okay. Okay. Right, it's where something lives, is the habitat, right? So like there are different habitats within the ocean, right? Because we have those different layers. That's why we're going to talk about those. Okay. Our next word is zone, which is an area that is categorized or is placed in this specific category because of its features. So you have the ocean, or like the sunlight zone is a zone because specific things in that zone are different from the other zones, right? And that's why they have to be its own category, right? You have sunlight. I think you guys know what sunlight is, right?
Yeah.
You guys know what that is? Yeah. Light that comes from the sun. It's pretty simple, right? And then the sunlight zone, which is our zone we were talking about today, is the first layer of the ocean. Top layer, right? Okay, this is our last slide for this vocab, guys. Okay, what is prey?
And like a prey is something that wants to eat.
Okay. Olive.
Prey is an animal's food.
It's the food, right? Okay. An animal that is hunted by another animal for food. What is a predator then if this is prey, Vanessa? Yep, a shark eating another fish because it's the animal that hunts for the food, right? So the prey is the food, the predator is the hunter. Okay? And I think that's all for this section, because that's for day 2. Okay, so now we don't really need to worry about the projector. You guys are gonna keep these to help us during our readings, okay? I would like you to keep them out, because what we're going to do with our readings, I'm gonna kind of explain this as I pass these out to your control centers. What you guys are gonna do is I'm going to read these out loud to you guys, and I want you to follow along, okay? And with your yellow marker, you are going to highlight vocabulary words that you see, okay? Or if you would like to highlight any other words that you think are important, or sentences that you think are important to remember, I want you to highlight them, okay? Because you are going to be using the information from these readings in our activities for later. Okay? Does everybody have a piece of paper? Can everybody please write your name on top of this so you do not lose it? Yes, these will go, all of this will go in your folder at the end of our lesson today, okay? Okay, and when you guys are ready, give me a thumbs up. Good. Okay, are you ready to start? Ready? Okay, we have the sunlight zone. Okay, go along with your fingers if you can. The ocean is a very big place. To learn more about the ocean, let's study the ocean zones. There are 5 different ocean zones. You have the sunlight zone, the twilight zone, the midnight zone, the abyss zone, and the trench zone. When we finish. Did you know that the names of the ocean zones are based on how far sunlight travels from the surface to the bottom of the ocean? The sunlight zone is the zone closest to the surface of the ocean. It starts at the top of the ocean and goes down 656 feet. It is the brightest and warmest zone because it gets direct sunlight. The direct sunlight also helps plants to grow and multiply. Plants are important because it is a source of food for sea animals. Therefore, more than 90% of ocean animals live in the sunlight zone. Some of the sea animals found here are dolphins, sea turtles, manta rays, jellyfish, whales, and many more. As we travel deeper into the ocean, the water temperature decreases and the water pressure increases. Okay? And then it says down here in this little box right there, it's kind of hard to see because of the printer, the sunlight zone is the smallest ocean zone. So compared to all of these other ones, this is the smallest zone. Okay? Whoa. Did anybody find any vocab words in there? Christian, did you find any vocab words? Find any vocab words? Yeah. Which vocab words? Ocean. Ocean, good job. Christian. Dan? Yeah. Okay. Okay, we're talking about vocab words we had up here. It's okay if you guys can find a lot, okay? Because remember, a lot of those words were just words to kind of set us up for the rest of it. Okay? Find any more?
Yeah. Sunlight.
Sunlight, good job. Sunlight was another vocab word. Anybody else? Vanessa?
Twilight.
Twilight? Not yet. We haven't gotten to twilight yet. Christian?
Ocean.
Yep, we did say ocean. Okay, good.
Zone.
Zone, yep, zone is another one of our words. Okay, I want you to flip it and I want you to be at this page right here. This page right here. Okay, we're gonna read through this. Okay, remember what I said. Highlight anything, any vocab words you notice, or highlight anything you think is important. Okay, this can be anything. If you find like a sentence important that you want to remember for later, highlight it. That's okay. This is your page, right? Okay, are you guys ready? Okay, in the well-lit sunlight zone, Most predators use vision to seek out prey. There are several adaptations that allow prey organisms to survive here. The first bullet point says they are small in size. The most numerous organisms of the sunlit zone, the zooplankton, are small, right? So that said that the zooplankton have the most numbers in the sunlight zone, right? Okay. Point 2 says larger gelatinous organisms like jellyfish are also very hard to see because they are transparent. Transparent means they're kind of see-through, right? Okay, and they have a density close to that of water. This allows them to be both hard to see and neutrally buoyant. So that means if neutrally buoyant, it's like they can float up if they want to or go down if they want to, okay? And the third point is most fish have spindle-like shape that helps them swim fast. So that means that they're like kind of pointier, they're longer to help them swim fast. They're not so round like a pufferfish. Okay? Yeah. Okay, did we find any vocab words in this? Ivan?
Sunlight zone.
Okay, sunlight zone, yeah.
Point.
Buoyant was one of them, what did you say?
Predators and adaptation and zone again.
Okay, good. Oliver? Gelatinous. Good job, Liliana. Gray, good job. Christian?
Water.
Water, yep. I think I remember one more word.
Density.
Density, good. I think we hit all of our vocab words in there, okay? Okay, remember, when our activities come, you guys can look back at this paper to figure out the info for our stuff, okay? Next, what we are going to do, I'm gonna fold my papers so that way I have it out of my hands for you guys, okay? So what we are going to do is I'm gonna teach you kind of what this is gonna look like first before we do it, okay? We're gonna work in groups. We have some rules with groups, right? So first, if you are in your groups with our big rule, be respectful, right? So if somebody else is talking, are we talking? No, we're gonna let them take their turn and finish what they're saying, right? So what we're gonna do is you guys are in your table groups. When the time comes, you will tell me or tell your group 3 things that you found important in both of these readings. You don't have to do 3 for each, just 3 overall. Okay, not yet though. We're gonna show you what this looks like. First, when you are in a group, pretend I'm in this group, you are gonna start with one person. If you guys have to do rock, paper, scissors, because you guys cannot make a decision, then do it. But we're not gonna take forever on it, right? Somebody will just pick. You're gonna pick one person. So for example, in this group, if Damien was going first, Damien's gonna share. Everybody's gonna be quiet and respectful and pay attention to him. We're not writing, we're not drawing, we're keeping eye contact, right? Because that's just being respectful to him. Damien's gonna share, and then the person to his right, can you put up your right arm for me? Can you put up your right arm? If you know that your left and right, your left arm does the letter L, that means that your right makes a backwards L. So this means this is my right. For people, this is my right, okay? Okay, you got that? Then the person to the right, okay, will go next. And then the person to their right will go next, right? For you, Vanessa, that is Christian is to your right, so that is your right hand, okay? Okay, I'm gonna do an example here, are you ready? We are going to do the steps to make a sandwich, okay? So I'm gonna start and then we'll go right, okay? Okay, so I think the step to making a sandwich is you put peanut butter on one piece of bread, then you put jelly on top of the peanut butter on there, and then you put the sandwich on top of that, okay? Now I would start. What do you think the steps to making a sandwich are?
Get my tongue on bread.
Okay, what are the steps?
Yeah, butter knife. And then you put the Nutella on the bread. And then
Christian.
put it together.
Okay, good job. Okay, Danny.
I think you peanut butter on one piece of bread, and then you put the jelly on the other piece of bread, and then you put the peanut butter and jelly together.
Perfect. Mia. Sweet any sandwich. Doesn't have to be peanut butter jelly. Good job. Okay, you see how that worked though? Everybody's paying attention, everybody's being respectful. Okay, now what I want you to do, and you guys, like I said, you can use your readings, so go back in your readings, find stuff you highlighted if you thought it was important, because you just need 3 things you found important in the reading, okay? I want Christian to turn the timer to 1, so that way it gives people to find stuff. And if we need more time, we can take it, okay? Find 3 things in the reading that you guys want to share with your group. Okay. Find 3 things. You guys don't have to share right now. This is like your think time. Just search, okay? I want you to search the readings. One more time?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, keep thinking, keep looking. More time? Do 1 more minute?
Yeah.
1 more minute? Okay. Great. And inclination. Everybody good now? Everybody got one? Okay. Christian's gonna set that timer for 3 minutes. If we need less time than that, then that's fine. But he's gonna flip it to 3 minutes, and then I want you to share with your group 3 things. What we are going to do after that, once you guys have all shared, I'm gonna have you guys share with me, okay? So each person is gonna share only 1 of the 3 things that you found. And if you got the same thing as somebody else, that's okay. I don't mind that you got something the same as somebody else, okay? Okay, so Christian, you're gonna flip that, and then everybody's gonna share with their group. Okay, flip it. Okay, go. Okay, who's starting here? David's gonna start?
There's middle. White.
Okay, I can start. 3 things. Share 3 things that you thought were interesting in the readings.
Sunlight.
Okay, what about the sunlight? What about it? Their sun, okay. On your second one? What does it say?
They kill. They use vision to seek out food.
Okay, what's the third one? It doesn't have to be on that paper, it can be on the other one too, it can be on this one.
That ocean.
What about oceans? Water, what else? This is all about oceans, so what's specific about the sunlight zone?
It's a big place. Smallest ocean zone.
Right, the sunlight zone is the smallest ocean zone. Yeah, that's pretty important. Okay, dig in your brain. Okay, make sure you're paying attention to whoever's talking, right?
Shellfish are very fish have spines like shapes that
Yeah, sun goes into water, right? Yeah. Yeah, this page has a lot of good stuff to talk about, guys. Yeah. Water temperatures, it gets colder as you go down, right? And then the water pressure increases as it goes up. Well, that's pretty good.
got 1 minute?
Okay, does anybody still need more time sharing?
Yeah, we need like 1 more.
1 more minute? 1 more minute, okay. Keep sharing. Remember, I'm gonna ask you to, each of you to share at least one thing that you found, right? You guys have one thing you want to share? Get it in the back of your mind, because I'm gonna call you guys, okay? Remember, find one thing that you guys want to share with class about what you feel important. Right? You. Okay, is everybody ready to go?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like Miss Mia to go first. Tell me one thing, or tell the class one thing that you found important. What about the sunlight zone? Yep, and it reflects it. It goes through there, right? The sun goes through this zone, right? So it makes it pretty bright, right? Also remember, if somebody shared yours, it's okay to say the same one. I just don't want everybody saying the same one, okay? Okay, Damian, I would like you to go next.
Jellyfish are hard to see.
Jellyfish are hard to see, right? Because what did the story say? It said that they were transparent, which means they're clear, right? So it makes it hard to find.
How?
In the sunlight zone, they can be clear because the sun doesn't make them visible. Okay, Ivan,
Sunlight zone.
what about the sunlight zone? That's what our main topic is, so it's something that you found in here.
So the sun goes through the water.
Okay. Okay, Sophia.
No more than 3%.
Yeah, we got 90% of the animals live in this tiny little zone, right? 90%. That leaves only 10% for the rest of the ocean. For these four other layers, that means there's only 10% split between those. That's not a lot to go around in these other zones, right? Christian,
There are 5 oceans.
there are 5 ocean zones. What's one thing you found important? So you're right, plants are important because they're a source of food, right? Remember that food chain you were talking about? Elijah, jellyfish are hard to see. Oliver, most predators do use vision to seek out prey, right? Because the sunlight actually shows in this layer, right? So it's easier for them to use their eyes. What if they have olive? Huh? Finish all of that. Don't worry, I got plans. Don't you worry. Okay. The water temperature, what about it? Does it increase or decrease as you go deeper into the ocean? It decreases, right? If you go deeper, so right here, remember the story said that this is the warmest zone. That means it's warmer here because the sun hits it, right? The deeper you go in, the deeper and the deeper it gets colder. Because there's no sunlight to warm it up, right? I don't think the flashlight would really bring warmth. I mean, you might have light, but not warmth. And yep, water temperature decreases, and there also is water pressure, which I think we're going to talk about either in the next lesson or the lesson after that. Water pressure increases, so it gets higher, okay? Now, our next thing that we are going to do is you are going to do a graphic organizer. You guys remember how I was talking about that? Now we're gonna talk about that. A graphic organizer is a way to organize your ideas, okay? So it's a fancy way to visually see how you're thinking. So my example that we're gonna do is on kickball, okay? Don't mind all this extra stuff. I don't really have the others doing right now. Okay, so our first thing that we're gonna talk about, so the thing that goes in the middle is your main topic, right? So for my example, we're gonna do kickball. You guys like kickball?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we were in second place in the championship last year. We came in first. Yeah,
they
we go in different classes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so kickball. So when we do this, this is our main topic, right? So like I like to visualize different ideas about it. I like to do what I call a branch. This is my branch, okay? This helps whoever's here travel on up to here to this idea, right? So right here, kickball, you do running, right? So I like to put that up there. Okay, you're running. That's in kickball. In kickball, you have teamwork, right? Yeah. Okay. Here we have teamwork. Can anybody give me other ideas about kickball? Oliver? Kicking. Okay. So maybe we can put that right here. Sorry, I'm in the way. I will move. What else? Christian?
Running.
Running bases. Do you think that could go with running? You think that could be in that one? Helping teammates, that's teamwork, right? Yep, that's very good though. Catching, okay. Okay, Christian. Kicking, is that what you said? Kicking, yep, you're right. Oh, look, we have it right here. Kicking, any other ideas you guys can think of? Anything else? Pitching, okay. Okay, that's okay. If this is all we got right now, that's fine. But this is kind of what it's gonna look like for this. What you're gonna have in the middle of these papers I will hand out to you, is things that you learned. So you know how we were just doing things that we found important about the sunlight zone and things that are like happening in the sunlight zone? That's what you're gonna do with this, okay? In the middle, we have our main topic, the sunlight zone. Well, it says sunlight zone facts, but same thing. And then you have little branches off, right? So I want you to fill in those branches, okay? With things that you learned from the story. You can go back and look, right? Okay? Sound good? Is that understandable? Everybody understands? Christian, you have a question?
Cheer.
You have to do cheers. Sportsmanship?
Yeah.
Sportsmanship could be definitely on there, for sure. Okay? There you go. Make sure your names are on these, please, because you are going to turn these ones into the other papers you guys will keep. If you're not, I want you guys to finish as much as you can. Okay? Okay, and if you guys need help, I'm gonna walk around and I can help you guys find stuff in the story if you guys are struggling a little bit. Okay, but we literally just looked through that, right? We found 3 important things, so that's 3 things right there. You just have to find some, like 4 more if you can. Okay. Okay, you guys have about, we're gonna do this. I'll give you guys 3 minutes for right now to do this, okay? 3 minutes for now. And if you guys aren't done in 3 minutes, that's okay. But then we are going to do a little bit of a review, okay? Of just stuff that we talked about, okay? 3 minutes to work on this. And if you don't finish, it's okay. Not a big deal. I just want you guys to put something, at least get 3 things on there for me, okay? Look through your reading and find stuff, okay? They have some really cool facts in this. If you guys need help, raise your hand and I can come help you guys out. Yes, his pencil still, so that's what matters. After we do our stuff, lessons on it. Yes. Okay. A little later, not anytime soon. Oh, maybe they can. Okay, stop where you're at right now. It's okay. Stop where you're at right now. I want you to flip your papers over. Just your paper you're writing on. Okay? You are going to, because based on what we read, you're going to tell me in a sentence, right? A sentence has a capital at the beginning, a period at the end, and if you are asked a question, you restate it, right? So I gave you a sentence frame, right? This is an example sentence, but it doesn't give you the answer. That's for you to fill in, right? So we're going to argue why sea turtles can survive in the sunlight zone. Okay, you're going to tell me why, based on what we read. Okay, sea turtles can survive in the sunlight zone because, and then you're going to fill in that blank. Okay, so it's going to be because is your, after because you have a blank here, period, right? Okay, so I want you to start off with this, and then if you need to go back into your reading and find that information or why you think so, then you guys can. If you already know, just write your sentence. Okay? You guys can go ahead and start. Okay? You're going to write this sentence on the back of that paper. You're going to write this. Sea turtles can survive in the sunlight zone because, and then you're going to fill in this blank. Why do you think they can survive based on what we read? Okay? Surface, S-U-R-F-A-C-E. While you are writing, I'm just going to talk a little bit. So keep writing. Pay attention. You guys are good. Okay, I'm just going to go over kind of the key things that we talked about a little bit today. We talked about predators, right? That go and hunt other animals. Talked about prey and the food for those animals. We talked about how the sunlight zone is the only zone that gets clear sunlight. We talked about how the sunlight zone is the warmest zone. We talked about how the sunlight zone is the one at the top layer, right? And it has 90% of sea animals in that layer. Okay. As you guys are writing, you remember those goals that we had at the very beginning? For our first goal of doing the graphic organizer, which is the one that we just did, right underneath our sentence on the same page that we're writing on. Can you give me on your fingers 1 through 3 if you think we met that goal? 1 being we did not meet the goal, 2 being we kind of met the goal, and 3 being we met the goal. Can you give me your fingers what you think we did? This is for me. This is, you know what, to see if I can do better for our next lessons. Okay. Can you give me fingers of how you think we did on our graphic organizer? have our goal? Okay. Okay, good. Okay, and then for our other goal that we had about talking in groups, can you give me a 1 where we didn't meet it? 2, we kind of met it, and 3, we met it? Give me your fingers of what you think. Okay. Keep writing, finish your sentence. When you are done and you've finished everything, I would like you to put your paper on your control center. I would like you to put your vocabulary worksheet and your reading into your folders, please. Okay, because you guys are gonna save those for later. When you are all done.
Wait, we only need 3.
Okay, yeah, if that's what you got done, that's okay. I just wanted at least 3 things on there.
I cannot figure out what to go here.
What could go there? Why do you think it had all those things right there? Do you think it's because it's the door? So you could probably put that there.
It is one.
I would. Or, yeah, because remember how predators go to sleep? They're prey, right? Because there's sunlight for them to see their prey. That could be one. That's okay. Yep, I would like you to put your readings in your folder. Your readings go in your folder. You're going to keep those. I only want to take your graphic organizer. That's all I want. Okay. Yes, your graphic organizer goes on your control center. So that's that one goes right here. The other stuff goes in your folder. I want your graphic organizer, okay? Yep. I would like that. See this? This is what I want on your control center, right here. Yep, this is what I want on your control center. Your readings, I do not want. Your readings are for you. Make sure your names are on them too, please.